Good day and welcome to the League of Gamers, the channel that brings you the most up-to-date video game news and best plays. For months now, Microsoft has boasted about how powerful its Xbox Series X console is. Deep dives into the engineering side report that it's the most powerful console, and even news that the company waited on a particular AMD technology to give it a mysterious advantage over the PS5 have all been recorded. The Xbox Series X tends to be more powerful than the PS5 on paper. However, early game tests indicate that the PS5 outperforms Microsoft's console in practice. Let's dive in and dig out the reason why Xbox loses its place in a competition with PS5. If you enjoy gaming, this can be both an enjoyable and lucrative endeavor. Today, we have more exciting topics for you. Subscribe to the League of Gamers channel for more up-to-date and entertaining material. Stay with us with only one click on the bell button. Now let's begin why Xbox Series X loses to PS5, and do you agree? The PlayStation 5 is part of the 9th generation of video game consoles, including Microsoft's Xbox Series X and Series S consoles, which were released in the same month. After releasing an update to its Game Developers Kit in June, Microsoft required developers to apply for Xbox Series X certification. That followed the company's very strict dev kit all locations plan, all while people have been hearing that many developers had access to PS5 dev kits well ahead of Xbox versions. The platform was released in two versions, a base model with an Ultra HD Blu-ray compatible optical disc drive, and a digital edition without this drive, which was designed to be a more affordable option for those who prefer to purchase games via digital download. That is the PS5, which seems for PS5 to act better than Xbox. Both the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 are light years ahead of their processors, putting them on par with some of the best gaming PCs on the market. Internally, the next generation consoles from Microsoft and Sony are not similar, but there are some differences. PS5 beats Xbox in display. When it comes to cutting-edge technology, both Sony and Microsoft have worked to integrate ray tracing, a technique that improves the appearance of light and shadow in games, as well as 3D audio for a more immersive experience. However, before writing off Sony, it's worth noting that PlayStation's GPU architecture differs from that of the Xbox, which may translate to a better graphic output of the PS5. Xbox previous consoles is also hit by PlayStation 5. Sony's PlayStation 4 outsold Microsoft's Xbox One in the previous generation of consoles. In the past, the PS4 was also superior to the Xbox One. On the other hand, early game checks show that the PS5 outperforms Microsoft's console in practice. However, Xbox has the upper hand when it comes to the premium versions of both consoles. HDR is supported by the Xbox One X, Xbox One S, PS4 Pro, and regular PS4, but the HDR-enabled games list differ by the console. The PlayStation 4 is the winner. Both devices render games beautifully, but many titles benefit from the higher resolution of the PS4. Memory of PS5 competes Xbox. The next generation Xbox from Microsoft has more memory and computer units. However, Sony offers developers fewer computer units with a variable and higher clock rate to get the most out of the PS5. In PS5, the Xbox Series X also lags behind the PS5 in picture quality and resolution. The texture filtering on the PS5 version in image quality mode is better, and the average resolution is slightly higher. The detail level on the PS5 is much higher than the Xbox Series X in performance mode, which targets 120 frames per second. Since the PS5's output mode has higher textures, it drops below 120 frames per second more often than the Xbox Series X. In any case, it helps to smooth out the gameplay experience, but they aren't essential. The video games are obviously the most compelling reason to purchase a PlayStation 5. The video games that you can't enjoy anywhere else, in particular the PS5. However, almost all of this will be released on PC simultaneously as it is on Xbox. Resolution comparison of both consoles. To build two versions of a game for the Series S, one with a lower resolution and graphical fidelity, and a smaller install footprint, Xbox Series X games will also be released on Xbox One, but they will obviously be less attractive and load more slowly than the PS5. The Xbox Series S is thought to be a good option for budget gamers. They also believe it has one major flaw. It would be a stumbling block for developers. Yes, smart delivery mitigates this by allowing developers to create two versions of the games for the series, one with a lower resolution and graphical fidelity and a smaller install footprint, and the other with a higher resolution graphical fidelity and a larger install footprint. That is, of course, the PS5. Reasons Xbox loses to PS5. Price distribution. However, it's impossible to say how this would affect third-party games in particular. Another explanation why Xbox loses to PS5 is that, in addition to DualSense controller, people have learned a lot about the PlayStation 5's outstanding new 3D audio. The new Tempest audio engine will significantly improve the game's sound by producing realistic 3D audio. The better your headset or surround system is, the more your gleaming new toy can stand out. You won't be able to enjoy the top-tier graphics unless you have a good TV or monitor. They come to life though with a great screen. The PS5's new 3D audio features can make it the best-looking console on the market, with your games and other media sounding better than ever before. The PS5 and Xbox Series X are both priced at $499.99. The Xbox Series S is significantly less expensive, costing just $299.99. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, which costs just $399, might be the sweet spot. Sure, it's a step up from the Series S, but people are talking about a console that's every bit as capable as the standard PS5 for $100 less. They understand that this may not be a choice for many people. This is because they cannot trade in their used games for new ones. There's no denying that the Xbox Series X has more powerful specs between the two, at least on paper. The PS5's custom NVMe SSD drive, on the other hand, is roughly twice as fast as the Xbox Series X's storage solutions. While Microsoft's console has an NVMe SSD drive, its throughput is only 2.4 gigabytes, whereas Sony's is 5.5 gigabytes. It's unclear how this would affect game output on either device, but they wouldn't be shocked if the PS5 loads everything faster. The Xbox Series X has a slightly more powerful processor than the PlayStation 5. However, the difference isn't significant enough to affect the gaming experience, due to which the Xbox doesn't come ahead of the PS4. These comparisons show that the Xbox One X doesn't always outperform the PS5, with Sony's console always taking them. Some of the inconsistencies may be due to bugs, but they've been communicating with developers about the Xbox Series X development environment, and it's obvious that things are a little complicated. The superiority of Sony's tool. Since the Xbox One's tumultuous launch time, Microsoft has spent years enhancing its tooling situation. Even in a difficult period, including having more detailed documentation for developers to follow, the audience constantly hears that Sony's tools are superior. Despite not being printed on physical paper, digital PS5 is also more costly due to this. So these were the reasons why Xbox Series X loses to PS5. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the League of Gamers squad and be a part of the channel. Thanks for watching the video.